Put my
See,
earrings.
I called Ella. She didn't even realize her Zoom was on. I had a meeting with
Oh,
her
okay.
earlier and she never turned her Zoom off. So she automatically popped up when I started the meeting.
Okay.
So she's off. I think it's really, it's okay. You don't have to be
It's
embarrassed.
okay for you because you're a man. It's not okay for me because I don't have on makeup.
That's
So,
fine. You're fine. You're fine.
okay. Excuse me. I was not prepared for that. I don't have on makeup. Okay.
That's,
I'm
hey,
ready.
I don't have on any makeup either, so we're in the same boat. Uh, but no, I was just thinking, last night, um, what you were sharing with all of us, and so we are just trying to think of some ways maybe we could help or whatever. But I was just going to ask you too. So I know you said you were homeless for a while and you stayed in a hotel for like 4 months.
Hmm.
That was like a blessing.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was. You know what? To me, my whole life has turned out to be a blessing after I received Him as my Lord and Savior.
okay,
Hmm.
great. Uh,
Um, because I mean, like my friend said, uh, if I was to tell anyone, they wouldn't believe me. And I honestly do know that they would not believe me. You
mhm.
know, half the time, I don't believe it myself. You know, and that's why I thought about writing the book because where do I start? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because it literally it started for me when I started to notice things happening in my life
Okay.
in elementary, where I listened to this video from YouTube by a doctor, I think his name is Keenan, and he's
Okay.
also a pastor.
Okay.
And he was preaching about, well, telling the story about how he, when he was younger and the things that he went through, and how this guy spat in his face. And he was
Mhm.
like, it wasn't the guy, it was a demon that was attached to the guy. And he went on to say, no matter where you go, what you do, it's always this thing that's present, and you can go to church, school, wherever, and it's always going to be there. And it's the same thing, but in a different place. And it's just a spirit that goes from body to body that's attacking you. And I was like, oh my God, he just literally spoke my life, you
Mhm.
know. And it's like to the point where all I have is hope right now, and I know Jesus is hope. So that's all I have, you know.
Well, I just wanted to ask you a few things. Well, one, um, I know you were on a meeting last night, but had you been on our meeting before?
Yeah, actually, I had
Mhm.
joined Every Dot Black, but
Oh, okay.
financially, I couldn't afford it. So I
Okay.
had to let it go.
Okay.
So I was on the lowest tier. I couldn't afford it, you
Okay.
know.
Right.
So, and I still like to go on for, the meetings every now and again when I can.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I apologize. I try to keep track of at least know the members, but we get a lot of people coming each week and going each week, and so
Hmm.
unless except for those that like speak up on a regular basis, like I won't forget you now. But for those
Okay.
that help out, like I just can't remember everybody, and sometimes
Right. I
people
understand you have so many people. I
remember
understand
me,
that totally.
and because they and even when I go to like conferences or something now, people say, "Hey, Mr. Davies," and I'm like, "Hi, how are you doing?" Like, who are you?
Hmm.
But so they
Okay.
know me from the meetings, and because
Right.
we stream it, and so we have some podcasts out there. So anyway, but that's just how it goes. But
Hmm.
also, I was just wondering too. So where are you staying now, then?
Well, I'm no longer homeless. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, good.
Because remember, I told you about Gregory Brown, who also helped me. He helped me to get on Section 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I've been on Section 8 for some years now. When I moved into the jungle, that's when the way I moved into the jungle is on my Section 8.
Here you said the jungle, like,
Yeah.
what do you mean the
And
jungle?
that was,
I mean, what's the jungle? Like, is that, go ahead.
I thought I kind of explained it last night. The jungle is, remember I told you I was on Skid Row
Yeah,
here, and I'm sure you're familiar with Skid Row downtown Los Angeles.
I've heard of, yeah,
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 okay. Well, the jungle is a step above, and I mean a stone step above.
okay,
And another, to me, it was worse than being in Skid Row.
okay.
It was. I mean, drug infested, roach infested. Thank God I didn't have mice. Um, and when I say I literally ate, slept, bathed, cook, eat, drink with the roaches,
Mm,
I did. And before I left from there, I ended up staying there for 12 years.
mm,
And because I wasn't unable to move, um, I was working for RRCC, the registrar's office in
okay.
Downey. And I used to have to get up about 4 so I can be at the bus stop at 5.
Wow.
And I did that for a few months, until the voting season was over. And then what did I do from there? Oh my goodness. I started working for in-home care,
Okay.
and I had been doing that until I hurt my arm bathing the patient. And that was another horror, you know. And back to the jungle, when I was there, it ended up that it was mold in the apartment.
Mm,
And I mean black mold.
mm,
And I had been living there for all that time, and he came in and tried to tell me that it wasn't what it was, and I knew what it was.
right.
And I ended up taking him to court behind that, and he really did me wrong, you know. He tried to say it wasn't what it was, and then when we ended up in court, he was like, "Well, how much money do you want?"
Mm,
I'm like, "Okay, well, thank you for that insult," you know. And I ended up leaving there, moved to another place, but that wasn't safe. And I guess the owner thought because I'm a single woman, he can come in and do as he pleased. And he had this patio door near the front door, right, that really didn't lock.
okay.
And I only stayed there a year before I ended up moving here. And I've been here for about 2.5 years now. And the only way that I'm able to stay here is because if I don't have an income, Section 8 pays the rent. So that's how I'm able to be here. And I
Do
don't
they
know.
have do they have limits on income? Like you start making money? I mean,
Yeah, what I do is when I am making money, I pay 30% of the rent,
okay.
of my income for the rent.
Okay. But I mean, do they have like the limits? Like if you start off really slow making money and then at some point you kick in or you just kick in right away or like or
No.
is it graduated in like you have to make so much before you start paying 30%?
No,
No.
30% of whatever you make,
Oh,
you
thirty
know.
percent of what you make. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then if you make nothing like me, then
Okay.
I don't have to pay anything.
Okay, so 30% of what you make. I was thinking about 30,
Yeah.
I meant 30% of the rent.
No.
Okay. The other thing I was gonna ask too, I was wondering, like, are you from California originally or do you have family there or?
Born and raised. Well, my family is from Louisiana. And they came out. My dad passed some years ago. And he was from Ohio. But my mom is still here, and my brother and my daughter and my ex. and aunt and cousins, but everybody is like, as of last month before last,
Mm-hmm.
not on speaking terms with the mother and the brother, and recently the daughter, because being the doormat of the family, everybody just, it's like no matter what you do, it's not good enough or you didn't do it right. So, yeah, and the last bit with the brother and the mother,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I can't take it no more. I feel like I've done enough, and you've been doing me ever since I was little, and it's just never good enough, you know. And it turns out that when I was in the jungle, they had to come and stay with me because they ended up homeless.
Mm.
Because my brother has always lived with my mom.
Okay.
And he's like, just turned 61, 62 in October.
Okay.
And to me, he disrespected me worse. I can't ever say that any man has ever disrespected me the way my brother did that day. And I was like, in the 39 years that I've known my ex, he's never disrespected me in that way or any way, especially in that way. And I was like, one thing about it, I will never, ever, 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 ever do this again. And my mom looked at me and said, oh, so you won't ever do what? I said, I won't do it as long as he has to be in my car, And she said, oh, well, I guess I won't. And then she stopped, So I knew what that meant, so I left it alone. I'm tired. I'm too much. Now enough
Well,
is more than that. It
well,
really is.
yeah, the reason I was asking, what's the noise there? Is it me? The reason I was asking, it's just to get an idea, like, maybe what can we do to help you, like, generate some income? And one thing I had mentioned was podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how familiar you are with it, but the reason I mentioned that is because it doesn't cost anything to start it. It doesn't cost anything
Okay.
to do it. And but you have to have something to talk about on your podcast, something to share. Um, Actually, your story is something that could be shared. I mean, I think that might resonate with a lot of folks, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but also, are you familiar with podcasting at all?
Oh yeah, I am. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you taken a look at some of the sites? Well, we use a site called Patreon. And the reason I use Patreon is that you can get subscribers from day one.
Okay.
It's called Patreon. And the way they make money is it doesn't cost anything to set up a Patreon page.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in the chat. I'll show it to you too.
Okay.
And the way they make money is if you make $1, they get 11 cents or 11%.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't make anything, they don't get anything.
Okay.
If you make something, then they get something.
Okay.
Of course, they take the money up front. But anyway, but it's 11% plus there might be some uh, processing fee charged to it. But bottom line is it's a small percentage of, let's say 12% to be on the high end. They get a
Okay.
percentage and then you get the rest. Um, and you could set up a podcast in a very short period of time, within a day or two. And then it's just a matter of telling people about it. So maybe you can get subscribers. And if you get
Okay.
subscribers, they can pay you $5 a month, $10 a month. But what the most successful podcasters do, they charge a small amount per month, but they get lots of people to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can charge even $5 a month, and you get 100
Okay.
people to pay $5 a month, that's $500 a month.
Okay.
Well, basically minus the 10%, so it'd be
Mm-hmm.
450.
Mm-hmm.
But bottom line is you can make money from day one
Okay.
with podcasting. Some with Patreon, some podcast platforms, they don't pay like that. You have to get advertisers. And with those, you can't get an advertiser unless you get like 1,000 followers.
Mm.
But that's why I like Patreon, because you can get a subscriber from the very beginning, from day one.
Okay.
I'm gonna show it to you. Have you ever seen it, Patreon?
No.
Okay, I'll show it to you. This is the main site, and like our podcast is here. I'll show you ours. So that's our Every Black podcast
Mm-hmm.
on Patreon. And we have it $3 a month, $5 a month, or $10 a month to
Okay.
subscribe. And then our members put up information like she does a show called The Healthy Entrepreneur. Her name is Tiffany. So she puts things on there about health, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is a guy, he has one called Storytelling Time. So he puts inspirational stories and interviews up there. Tony does finance. He does one on finance. But the point is, you can have a show about anything. They do one called "You Are the Miracle," and they talk about like just special stories and or try to. It's like an inspirational type of thing that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just to give you an idea, I'm going to go back to the main page, and I'm going to show you what some people are now. I don't want to mislead you. It takes a long time to get to this point, but this is one website called Red Handed, and these
Okay.
two ladies have this site, and they charge, yeah, $4 a month, 850 or $18 a month, but they have 16,000 people paying that. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
So they're bringing in $56,000 a month podcasting.
Okay.
So the point is like you have small amounts that you just charge them a little bit about whatever it is you're podcasting about. And I don't even know what this is about, but I just knew that they were doing. And you can join for free, but if you want to see all the information they have to share, then you have to subscribe. So
Okay.
you could have a podcast about, I don't know if you want to do about maybe your life or um, like if there's some area of expertise you have, or just maybe it's just about um, I don't know, it could be life in the jungle. It could be almost anything about what you feel comfortable talking about that people can relate to you, that would want to tune in each week and hear what you have to say. So anyway, this is one of the things I was thinking about. And it's just a matter of recording, and they don't have to be long. So each episode could be 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. Say about 15 minutes is probably the average. So it doesn't have to be long, but you just record something. You can use your computer, you can use your phone. You can use Zoom uh, to record something, and then would put it up, and that's where I said maybe I help you with that, something to get you started, and then see if you can get some subscribers. Um, Even if it's like $10 or $5 a month or whatever, and hopefully it'll build. But I don't want to pressure you into something you're not comfortable with, but I was trying to think of some ideas, and that was one of them.
Well, you know what?
Mhm.
For this one, I would be all in.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, it's free to join, which I have nothing to pay with, so why
Yeah.
not?
That's the beauty of it. It doesn't cost anything. Takes some of your time, but other than that, and you need a computer and you need internet access, you got that
For now.
now. So
uh,
yeah.
yeah, that sounds really good to me.
And there's you can go to the website and look around. There's all kinds of sites now. Most companies are not bringing in 57,000 a month. More likely it's 100 or two a month, or but it depends on how hard you work it. The more you push it and work it, the more you make. Um, let me see if I can find some
Honestly,
others.
I've been thinking about, well, I've been wanting to add something to my website so I can have, someone paying for something monthly, but it was like, okay, well, what do I add? It's not much that you can add to notary or e-commerce, so yeah, this would be awesome.
What's on your website?
All I need is a good subject
Yeah.
and name.
What's on your website? Or what's your website address?
ncplus.org.
The
To
NC?
ncplus.org. Actually, I have Every Dot Black on my page.
Okay. Notary Connection. Okay. I do remember now. Um,
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I would love to do this.
so are you a notary now then? Still doing that?
Well, I'm still licensed. I can't do anything because I don't have my E&O, which
Okay.
is my insurance.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe I'll get it one day. I don't know. Get it back up. It's, not very expensive, but
Okay.
uh
Thanks for having every that black on there.
yeah. I was trying to just do it for free, because I know the struggle. You know what I'm saying? I know how hard it is, but I always seem to bump into people that's already established and not willing to help the next one, you
Mhm.
know? So I was like, if I can find someone that's on my level and is trying to get there, why not? You know?
Um, well, I was gonna say, take a look at Patreon and think about what you would want to talk about, and let's meet again. Um, Another company I was thinking about is Rain. Are you familiar with Rain? Feminine products.
No.
Uh, let's see, what's the website? I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. Okay, this is it here. But Rain, they have feminine products. They sell pads for women, right?
Mhm.
It's a black-owned company, and what they do is they sell non-toxic pads. They're and I didn't know anything about this. One of my other members about 3 years ago was telling me about Rain, and
Mhm.
um, because you can Google it or whatever. It's in the news. a lot of the things that women get off the shelves, they contain all types of toxins.
Mhm, which
They,
is true.
hmm?
Which is true.
Yeah, and they're created from recycled materials like cardboard, trash, all kinds of things that's been recycled and bleached, and then
Mhm,
they put them in pads. But some of
mhm.
those chemicals and things are still in the pads, and then it causes women problems.
Right.
Well, this company creates a pad that has no toxins and it's non-toxic, no, it's anyway, they purposely eliminated all of that. And then the ladies also like them because they're very absorbent. And so there's some YouTube videos about, you can go on YouTube and
Okay.
look them up,
Okay.
and people swear by them. And some of our members actually are in them, they use them too.
Okay.
Uh, Rain, if you look up Rain Jewel pads, and it's rain like he rains, not the
Mhm.
rain like the water rain.
Right.
Uh, this guy here is the founder of Rain, but you
Okay.
have a lot of ladies that also have put things up about Rain because they really like them. Like this is one. Now I'm gonna play this one.
This
I haven't even seen this one, I don't think. Oh,
system.
uh,
Hey, let's do an experiment with absorbing 2 cups of water. This is the absorbency system of 1 Joule overnight super heavy sanitary napkin. 1 cup of water.
I haven't seen this, so
Second cup of water. Let's get that in there. Okay. So why are we looking at 2 cups of water versus 1 pad? Why would any 1 pad be able to handle 2 cups of water, and why would you care? So if you are a lady who's had a really heavy flow, or as you're going through the change and your cycles become irregular and your flow gets heavier, or if you're a lady who's pregnant, congratulations, and you are looking to have that beautiful baby really soon, or you've already just had your baby and now you are releasing all of the fluids that have built up for 9 months and you are not liking the world of an adult diaper. Or if you are a lady who is more mature in years and you are dealing with incontinence, and again with adult diapers, nobody likes those. So what I have here is Jewel sanitary napkins, the overnight super heavy flow. And what we're seeing is just how much they can absorb. So far, this has been a matter of seconds, and 2 cups of water are almost completely absorbed. This was 1 gallon of water. I had poured 1 whole gallon into this iced tea jug, and I have only put in it 4 sanitary napkins. That's it. These are incredible. These can get you through an entire workday. An entire workday. If you've tried every product on the market, but you haven't found success, I can guarantee you haven't tried this one. Come and check me out. I want to help you. Oh my gosh, 2 whole cups of water. Gone. Like, gone. It's all absorbed. Have a great day. Let me help you.
anyway, you can look up other things on YouTube about Rain.
I sure
Uh,
will.
and I'll put, yeah, just go to YouTube and search on Rain. You'll see all types of things about it.
Mhm.
So between those are the two things I thought. Now Rain, they have 2 options. One, if you're a nonprofit, you can sign up a nonprofit like a church,
Right.
and there's no cost to the church. And the pack of pads costs $10. Rains gets 5. The church, the nonprofit, gets 3, and the distributor gets $2.
Okay.
So if you're a distributor, you get $2 for every pack. So uh, for out of the $10 pack. Now, to be a distributor though, there is a fee for that. It's $50 a year to be a distributor.
Okay.
But that's it. But I would say maybe the podcast, you can start there, make a little money, and then if you still
Yeah.
in doing the rain, you can go there
The
as well.
podcast would be much better for me
Yeah,
right now.
because like I say, it doesn't cost you anything at all.
Yeah.
So, are you an early riser? What time you usually get up
Yeah,
in the
depending on
morning?
the day, because sometimes I'm up 12, 1 o'clock, just working on the website, just trying to do whatever I can,
You mean
you
up at,
know.
I mean at night, laying up, staying up at night till 1 o'clock? You mean,
Mhm.
or what time do you wake up in the morning? I mean, you say sometimes you stay up until 1 o'clock at night working on your computer? I mean, on the website.
Yeah, about 8, 7:38, and I'm up at 9,
Okay.
you know.
The reason I ask, I know there's a 3 hour difference between you and
Right.
me. And so I was just trying to think of a good time to meet, maybe the same time. Also, now I'm not saying this is not necessarily a moneymaker thing, but I've been telling people too, or I was talking about it last night at the lady that was the presenter. Are you working with AI at all, using that for your website, or have you tried it?
Well, I do. Pixabay is the only one I use. I don't use. I'm getting ready to try to get into like Keto and all of that.
Okay.
Only for like the t-shirt side of it. But
Okay.
I forget the other one, the one that you can do a book off of. That's the one that I'm really wanting to get into too.
Yeah, here's a website where again it doesn't cost anything to try it. It's called you.com. Uh, I'm gonna make sure I know it was free. I'm gonna make sure sometimes they start off free and then they start charging you.
Right, exactly.
But I think it still is. You have to sign up with they're making me sign up with my Google account. Yeah, yeah, it's free.
Okay.
Call you.com. I put that in the chat too.
Okay.
And then yeah, I put that in the chat. So
Okay.
but
Thank you
that's
so
what I was thinking.
much.
Maybe take a look at that stuff and think about the podcast part of it, and I'll help you with it. Get you
Well,
started
for
with
me,
it.
it's really nothing to think about. I'm ready, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Actually, I want to go on this evening and try to see what I can do,
Okay.
because I'm ready. Um, I'm looking at the $10 a month,
Hmm.
to join.
No, it does,
Um,
for them to join you don't pay.
but
But yeah, yeah.
I believe, well, I got so many subjects, I just need the name of the podcast itself.
Yeah, it's Patreon. So yeah, you can want to come up with your own unique name. So and that would kind of depend on which subject you decide on. So, whatever subject you decide on, you have to again give yourself a name. If it's about the notary, then whatever it is.
Of course, it won't be about the notary. It's gonna have to definitely be about just life itself, I would say, just off the top of my head. But
Yeah, you could do that. Like words of wisdom or something, or it could be something like that. And then, but the one thing you do have for sure is a story, in my opinion. I don't know what all the other things you do,
I mean,
but
I can do dreams. I mean, it's just a wide variety for me, because I think I've literally been through everything under the sun, A to Z, and it has not stopped.
Mm.
And like I was telling my friend yesterday, I'm tired of being walked on. I am in life by everybody and everything, and yeah, yeah. I think that would, because I was actually thinking, maybe I should go see a therapist, because these things are just happening to me, and it's just like something right. Is it me? Is it them? Even when I try to be extremely friendly to people, even to the ones that, because I know you're supposed to, turn the other cheek, if you will. But just being friendly to people who don't care for you, and then I just came to the point where I don't want to be around nobody that don't care for me, because like my mom, we were and sitting in the house one day, and ironically, during my homelessness, I had to end up going and stay with her. And with me, it was me, her, and my aunt. Her and my aunt were sitting at the table across from each other, and I was sitting on the couch. Excuse me. And my mom and my brother had got into it one of the many times. And it was behind a screwdriver that she said he went in her room and took a screwdriver. So they going back and forth, back and forth. So he's outside on the porch and she's sitting at the table. So all of a sudden she looks at me and she says, yeah, I hate Stephanie, but now I think I hate him more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. For me, with my mom, I think I might have been between 9 and 11 when it first started. She had this boyfriend named Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a kid, mind you. And we had this huge yard where you had to literally, to me as a kid, it was like you got to walk a mile to get up to the door, right? But it was this huge yard, had all kind of trees in the front, peach tree or whatever in the front. And then beyond that was just dirt, and then you go up and that's where the driveway was. And I was in the yard playing, and Curtis was in the house. And I mean, excuse me, but Curtis was beating the shit out of her. Okay. And I'm a little kid, mind you. But I walked up to the door and I looked in the door and I seen him just slapping her, And for what something just came over me and I looked at him and I'm like, like this ain't right, So I went outside, excuse me, in the yard, and I picked up a glass bottle. And I went back and I threw it in the house trying to hit him to get him off of my mom. And the glass broke. He picked up the glass. She throws up her hand like this to block her face, and he cut her hand like across here. So she called my uncle.
It's okay.
She called my uncle to get him to take her to the hospital. And it used to be a hospital out here on Broadway, that same hospital I was born in, called the Broadway Hospital. I'll never forget it. It's set on the east side of the street on Broadway, and I think I like 111, 112 or something like that. And as my uncle is walking her to the car, and she has these towels wrapped around her hand, and she says to my uncle, well, if it hadn't been for Stephanie, Curtis never would have cut me with that bottle. Okay. And to me, that's when I think that was the first incident, you know, that I can remember coming up as a child. And that's why I say I want to write a book, because it's just so much more,
Right.
you know, to the point where, I'm sorry, yeah, did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, there we
I'm
go.
listening.
Where before my dad passed, I used to call him and ask him, well, what did you do to her to make her treat me the way she did? You know, but I don't know. You know, I mean, it to me, and one of my pastors had told me to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't talk about it, but let it go. Because if you let it go, you know, it cleanses you or something like that, she said. But when I say I've literally had pastors come after me in a negative way, you know, because I've only had my spiritual mother and father. That was my first pastor, you know, and then I had another one, and this was when I was in the jungle, and the one that I have now, you know, and it was like, you know, the only reason why I went to the second one is because I didn't have the money or means to get to home, you know, my church home. So she came after me, and I kind of think that, well, my friend kind of knows the reason why she came after me too, is because, I mean, I would get things like, why is he with her? You know, or they would come after him like I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's my partner, but you'll step up to him and as if I'm not there, you know. Right. And then she told me one time, Pastor, respect my husband. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, I've never done or said anything to disrespect your husband. So she told me that I was my friend's property. And I'm like, what? Yeah, you're his property. I'm like, okay, so that, you know, that the disrespect the husband thing, which I never did. And then I'm his property, my friend's property. I'm no one's property, you know. And it was just a lot. When I was staying in the jungle, the church was around the corner. She would have people call me for people that went to the church looking for a place to stay. She would call me. You know, okay, door's open, come on. You know, I put them in the bedroom and I'll be on the couch. And same with my mom. During her homelessness in the jungle, I gave her the bedroom while I slept on a love seat, because I had another girl from the church sleeping on the couch.
Oh gosh.
So what I did one night was mom in the bedroom, the girl on the couch. I took the pillows off of the love seat and put them behind the love seat, and I laid on the floor. And me and the girl the front door was open because it was summer night and it's hot in this apartment. So me and the girl in the living room talking, and my mom comes out of the bedroom. Y'all talking about this. How you think I feel being stuck up in this bedroom, back up in this bedroom? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I gave you my bedroom. I'm in here on the floor while she's on my couch. I'm helping
Right.
y'all, and all you can do is complain
Right.
about me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I really, 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 really want to write a book.
Okay. Well, the other thing I was thinking too for your podcast, it could be it could be the stories that you share. It could be the beginning of you writing the book. Basically, you'd be documenting the things you wanted to talk about. And at some point, when you're ready, you can put them all together and get your book.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well,
And for me, right now, I know kind of sort of the title of the book. You know, I done had so many over the years. One was I Know How It Feels to Be Hated. One is He Brought Me Out.
yeah, I
And
like that better
he brought me
because
out.
it's a positive. Because it's yeah, I know how it feels to be hated. Is one thing, but he brought me out. Is like it's uplifting, more uplifting. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what the other titles you have, but I mean that one is more uplifting. You know. Um, so I need to go, but I was gonna say take a look at those sites. I know you say you want to start right away, but just take a look at them, see what other people are doing to get some
Okay.
ideas
Well,
on how you want to do yours.
I think I have the name for my podcast.
Okay.
Is He Brought Me Out. And then the subject matters, we can just go from there, you know? Because, yeah, thank you. I think that would really help. I really, really
Okay.
do.
I think it might help you not only get a few subscribers, make a little money, but also just help you uh, mentally, emotionally uh, deal with the past and help you to move forward. You know, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that,
You
but
know what? To me, the past is a part of my future, you know, because even though right now I'm here alone,
hmm
you know, and I love being alone because I can think better. You know, I get on the computer, I can work better. You know what I'm saying? The solitude does me good, I feel. But then I got the phone ringing, the door knocking, you know, and it's like, if you even just, we gonna go with the podcast.
okay. And when you go to you.com, you.com, ask you.com what it thinks of the name for a podcast.
Okay, okay,
You can almost talk to AI just like it's a real person. You'll be
okay,
surprised what you get back.
okay. I will
Okay.
do that. I
And
sure will.
and the other thing I was going to say is I was trying to think of a good time. That's why I was asking what time you got up. A time to
Mhm.
meet again. I want to, meet with you again to help get you started. Um,
Okay. Well, you let me know.
I'm thinking Thursday would be good,
Okay.
like the same time Thursday. Oh, well, let's see. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, that might work. Thursday at 4. It'd be what, 1 o'clock your time.
Right.
And then that way it'll give you a day or two to look over things and, just get ideas, put, whatever, and then we can.
Well, I am so serious about this.
I can tell you are, yeah.
As soon as we get off of here, I'm going there, and then I'll finish doing what I was doing with the website later. But
Okay,
for right now, this will hopefully bring in some money.
yeah,
And I know I got tons of subjects to speak on, but the name of it is, to me, so far, well, he brought me up.
mhm,
So far, yeah.
yeah,
And I'm ready. I'm ready. Thank you so much again, because I'm ready to get this started. I am.
okay,
But let's just say, do a little research first,
yeah,
and then, with what you gave me, u.com and
and patreon.com.
Patreon.
And you can look up Rain stuff, but that's not right away. That's
Yeah,
if it appeals to you later on, but
yeah. But right now, this is it.
okay.
I
And
honestly do believe
on
I had
Thursday,
I hadn't been
I'm sorry, what?
I hadn't been able to get on the Zoom meetings in a while.
Okay,
And for whatever reason, last night I just went on. And you
all right,
see what happened. It automatically knocked me off and I had to come back in. But I believe that this was divine intervention. I do.
okay.
Thank you
And
again.
oh, you're welcome. And on Thursday, come camera ready, all right? So you turn your camera on right
I
away.
sure will.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you
Bye.
Thursday. I'm excited for you, really.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I'm excited for me too. Thank you.
But you know
Bye.
what? If we can come on Thursday, it'd be nice if on Monday I can announce that you've got a new podcast for people to tune into. That'd be cool.
All right. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna strive for that.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.